welcome everybody to the Unagi Sayaka Watch, where we keep updates on Unagi Sayaka's activities since she went freelancing last year of October of 2022. We've been seeing her appearing in many promotions such as Marvelous, Sendai's, GLEAT, anywhere that she pops up. We also talk about her activities outside of wrestling, such as her own company, Unagi something, whatever she calls it, but everything else. And of course, I am volunteering myself to keep updates of her daily activity since no one else is. I am your host, J Rod here. So if you are new to the channel, if you're a big fan of Unagi Sayaka, please click subscribe and we'll keep updates whenever I get a chance of what Unagi Sayaka has been doing since then. And if you like this episode, please click like. So let's get started. Now, we're going to be reviewing her much recent matches that she had. The first one is with Ganbare Pro for Wrestle Sekigahara 2 that took place on July 9th at the Ottawa Ward Gymnasium. Now, Unagi has been involved with this promotion last year before in the first ever Wrestle Sekigahara in the same venue and also ironically the same day. But her opponent she had last year was her former mentor, Yuna Manase. Now, unfortunately, Yuna Manase, she wanted to wrestle against the newcomer named Riara, who was invited by Yoshiko Hasegawa. She was unable to compete due to the fact that she had recently a knee injury and she had surgery. However, Yuna called in a favor from an old student, and that person is the one who likes to assess everybody. We all know who that is, Unagi Sayaka. So that was a pretty much interesting match. Now, what are my thoughts about this match? I want to make this record clear. I did not see the entirety of the show or the match, but I did saw some clips. I mean, there were some good moments with Unagi and Riara, but however, at the end of this match, Unagi did something very interesting, and many people noticed it. Now, those who are ZERO1 fans, Unagi has been participating with the Fire Festival, and her much recent match was against Masato Tanaka, and he applied like a sliding lariat that took her head off, and of course, basically Masato Tanaka winning the match. Well, Nagi used that move against Riara, picking up a good win, and then by the end, she gave a very interesting promo. Now, I don't know what she said, but I feel like she made some good remarks towards Riara. I wouldn't be surprised if those two will meet each other down the line. But however, that wasn't the end of it. Unagi was still there. Apparently, she has some unfinished business with someone from her first match at Fire Festival, and we're talking about now the former Spirit of Ganbare World Openweight Champion, Mizuki Wadase. Now, Mizuki Wadase defeated Unagi with the KO in day one. So it appears that Unagi has her sights set on him, but she wants his title, but unfortunately, he lost the belt to Azami Kodaka from Pro Wrestling Bizarra. And I don't know what was they talked about, but it seems like Unagi was busting his balls at the post-match comment because she wanted to beat him in a match for that belt. But I don't know. I don't know if this feud between them is far from over. But if it isn't, then I'm sure Unagi will definitely redeem herself from that match. And I think that's something we could see down the line. So we'll find out soon enough. Now, speaking of ZERO1, she participated again in another Fire Festival match. She's been involved. Kento Kobashi mentioned this, that she is the only female involved in the Fire Festival. Her next match is against a guy who is far more dangerous when it comes to death matches. We're talking about Yuko Miyamoto. So there were those who are saying, what is Miyamoto has in mind? Well, you can say that he would do anything to take her down, but unfortunately she did. He actually defeated her in that capacity. I'm like, oh, this is going to be interesting. But that's how it is. So, Nagi lost. This is her third straight loss in Fire Festival. But that's how it normally works down there. So, and I think that's pretty much it for our matches and reviews. Let's talk about her upcoming matches. This one was announced by GLEAT for the Mega event that will take place on August 4th. Unagi will once again team up with Yukari Hosokawa. However, the last partners she had for an 8-person tag match was, of course, Izuki Aoki and who was the other one? Hagane, Raiden Hagane, I think that's the name. However, she teams up with the founder of Diana, Kyoko Inouye, and of course Sendai Girls Dash Shikazo. I don't know what's the significance of Dash being involved, but I know in the past Dash has dealt with Michiko Miyagi in the past whenever she goes to Sendai. I would say for Unagi, they have an ally who knows her pretty well. And I think because their opponent is once again Michiko Miyagi, along with Unagi's former protege, Aoi. They team up once again with Risa Sera and Janai Kai. So that's going to be interesting to see. Now, as you know, Nagi has been making appearances in All Japan Pro Wrestling. She recently had 2 6-person tag matches. Apparently, she'll be facing against Atsushi Onita. Now, it's still unclear whether he's going to be wrestling or not. It's going to be him and 2 partners, mystery partners. The same thing with Unagi, 2 mystery partners as well. They'll take place on the 6th of August. So that is still unclear about that. I wouldn't be surprised if she called Yoshitatsu again, since those 2 became good friends. I don't know if Saki would show up again, depending on her schedule, because she is a freelancer after all. But also, we don't know. Hopefully she brings in new people. That's something she definitely needs. Now, some interesting developments that took place with Unagi. Kento Kobashi actually talked about her recently. Hold on a second. Yes, Alexis? Okay, no problem. Okay, bye. Love to bye. Sorry, folks. That's my mother on the phone. She's coming to pick me up. So anyway, Kento Kobashi talked about her, saying something very interesting that was really... well, let me pull it up. I know I saw it. Oh, here it is. This is what he says. Unagi Sayaka, the only female participant in the ZERO1 Fire Festival. She has a good front kick in the FB8, and she has a strong core and long limbs. I thought Akari Tagami's specialty jumping front kick would be great weapon if she mastered it. It would be interesting to arrange this eel and this is an eel style. Fire Festival, go for it. So it seems like Kento Kobashi is very fond of Unagi. Now, Unagi is one of those late bloomers that I mentioned a few times that didn't know much about pro wrestling. So she was like the kind of person who take a risk and just do what she needs to do. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if Kento Kobashi teaches her that technique that he's talking about. It would be a great weapon for her to hone in her wrestling craft, as much as possible. Because as you know, she has grown so much ever since she went freelancing. So I would love to see that. Now, finally, her recent developments going on with Unagi. You may have heard what happened, and I'm going to put this on the description down below, a link. Unagi did a little live video chat with her new BFF, if you call it BFF, with Saori Anou, which we all know both of these women are cosmic angels. Now, we haven't seen Unagi in Stardom for quite some time, not since last December. But it's kind of interesting that those 2 are getting along great. They teamed up on maybe 3 occasions in Sendai Girls. But there are 2 things that kind of got in my mind about this. One, I wouldn't be surprised if those 2 challenge Team 200 kilogram, both Hashimoto and Yu, for the tag titles, because it would be interesting, and win them. But another thought came into my mind. I wouldn't be surprised if Saori Anou teams up with Unagi at the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. That would be a ball blaster, but there is one person that will be shocked to see that happen, and we all know who that is. The so-called Venus of Stardom, Mina Shirakawa. I'm sure she will be pulling her hair out knowing that her former BFF is teamed up with someone who's been well recognized as a freelancer. I mean, it will be great. I'm just putting out there, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. So we'll just gotta wait and see if that ever happens. Trust me, if that does happen, I'll praise it. So, I think that's pretty much it. What we have for the Unagi Sayaka watch. There'll be more updates whenever I get an opportunity. Hope you guys also enjoyed the previous episode, 1130. Stay tuned for the next one that will happen at some other time. So, I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day. Bang.